The Pope and Young Club wants to welcome you as we rally together to ensure our bow hunting opportunities for today and tomorrow. You've come to the podcast that believes in preserving, protecting, and promoting the passion for bow hunting. Join us as we strive to be the voice of today's bow hunter. This is the Pope and Young Podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Pope and Young Podcast. Jason Rounsaville here, joined as always by my co-host Dylan Ray. Dylan, how you doing?
Oh, well, hunting seasons have kicked off, so I'm better than I was 2 weeks ago.
That's what we had a couple of promotions we wanted to talk about and just talk about hunting season. Plus, some of the guests that we talked to, now's just a tough time to get people on. So we had some things we wanted to visit about. So that's what today is.
Yeah.
I know hunting seasons have kicked off, and some of them it seems like have kicked butt, and some of them it seems like have kicked us in the teeth.
Yeah. I told my guide last week, I said, dude, we're playing cat and mouse, and I don't know if we're the cat or the mouse.
Yes, yeah.
That's like, how it was.
Yeah, we're playing cat and mouse, and either way, we're getting boot stomped sometimes.
Yeah, no kidding. Now, where are you headed right now? You're on a hunt right now.
I'm getting ready to. I'm gonna go do some elk hunting. So I've been bouncing around a little bit. I did a antelope hunt in Oregon. That was fun. It was a good, solid hunt. I just didn't see the quality of bucks that I was expecting. I took the biggest one that I saw, but I think what we need to do is we need to have some kind of like trophy for the most people who shoot like 65-inch antelope.
Yeah.
Because I'm stacking up the 65 inchers. I swear, man.
There you go.
Yeah, you gotta be 67 to get in the book, and I'm missing everything by an inch or two.
I wish I would have seen a 67-inch elk.
God, no kid. It's tough when you're not seeing them. I hunted a couple of days 2 weeks ago. I wasn't seeing them, wasn't hearing them, and then this weekend I got out, and I had one of the coolest tree stand experiences anyway of my career. I was sitting in a tree stand, and I had cows and calves coming through, and I had a really nice 6-point bull, what I would estimate to be, that 330, 335 range. Really, real good bull for my part of the world. And he was running cows, and when the cows were filing through, I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm gonna have this guy at somewhere between 30 and 40 yards, and it's all over but the pack out. And then he just stayed up. He stayed about 100 yards away and just running cows. It was a great experience. Just did seal the deal, but
yeah, that's just how it goes, man. Better than my hunt. At least you saw it.
I know. Yeah, you were in Idaho, and it sounds like the fires got you.
Yeah, absolutely tore us up, man. The forest fires all around us. You'd wake up one morning and you'd be okay, and you could obviously still smell smoke, but visually, you were good. And then you wake up some mornings you couldn't see 120, 130 yards. I mean, just covered up in smoke. And we sat there one morning glassing, and we were watching the helicopters dump water across the river on the fire. And so, we figured out rather quickly, if all you can smell is smoke, then that's all the elk can smell. So if you take away their biggest defense, then, well, they're not going to trust anything. So, they just couldn't buy into our calls because, they didn't have their nose to verify anything that we were doing. And, one of the biggest things is those elk don't know if that fire is, 4 miles away or 400 yards away. All they know is the smoke is bad. It kills us, we have these fires that kill us, and they don't know where the fire is at. They just know, man, we smell fire. And so they shut up and lock down and rough hunt. But I did get to see some bears. So that was cool. Got a shot at a bear and blew it. But
Which boat did you take?
My
Did you take
recurve.
your
My
recurve?
Yeah,
That's
and I shot.
awesome, man.
Couldn't have been more than 3 inches too high. I saw where it came out. Got a passer, came out about mid body, but I think I overcompensated for the heights of the tree stand, and shot too high. So probably clipped top of the back lung and just never found him. So, but can't complain about getting a shot. So
Yeah. Well, at least you got into something there. That's good. Yeah,
yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I've got an antelope hunt that goes for a few more days. That's in southwest Idaho, and I've had cameras up. I put them up a few months ago, and I went over and looked to the same. So I went to the same water hole I got my buck on last year, and last year there were scrapes. I mean, I would have never hunted this area because it just doesn't look like it's an antelope area. I just don't think it holds a lot of antelope, but it's just very low densities. But it's kind of neat because it doesn't get a lot of pressure, so you're not
Right.
fighting the other people. And last year, scrapes up and down the road. It's kind of why I hunted it. And this year, no scrapes. I went through over 50,000 pictures last night from the 2 cameras I had on this thing, and not one antelope. So I am not going to go sit there for the last 3 days of that season. That's why I'm headed over to try my hand at elk.
Yeah.
So hey,
you're headed to Idaho, correct?
No, I'm headed back to Oregon.
Oh, gotcha.
So I was going to take a few days on Idaho, and I just, if they're not there, it's fine. There's a couple other areas that, I think I could have tried and located, but I'm kind of excited. I've got a good shot at a quality elk. I think we're getting some good ones on camera, so I'm kind of excited about that. I want to try that.
I can meet you there.
Yeah. Jump on a plane. So,
all right.
Hey, one other thing that I'm excited about that we want to tell people about. I was talking to Ricky Kruger today, who's the head of our youth program, and these guys, we are doing a drawing next week, literally next Monday, for all of our youth members, and this is for an all expenses paid blacktail hunt in California. We're going to cover the tag. We're going to cover the outfitter. We're going to cover the transportation. So here is a chance. It's going to be for a youth hunter to come in. We'll get you the information for the outfitter. So what it is, if you're a youth member or you have a youth member in your house, if they are signed up, they're already entered. You have until Sunday night to get them entered for this drawing, and we are giving it away next week. So what's the date on Sunday?
Let's see. Today is the 12th, so Sunday is the 18th.
Okay, so you have until the 18th to get youth members signed up to be entered for this chance to win a hunt. Like I said, we're going to announce it on this podcast next Tuesday, and then we'll let people know on social media. We're going to be doing a big push, so we're excited about it. Thanks to Ricky and his team for getting this put together so that we can do this for our youth members. What a neat opportunity! I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
I grew up blacktail hunting, and so I kind of take it for granted. But how many people out there have not shot a blacktail?
I have not.
You have not. There you go. If you were just a little younger, not that much younger, but just a little bit younger, this would be for you.
So what if my kid wins it and I take it from him?
I think you have to be I think you have to be, it's either 10 or 12 in California. So I don't think he's going to be qualified to win.
Have you ever seen
I
that?
don't know. I mean, we have youth hunters that are, under 12. I'm not sure how that's for Ricky to decide. So anyway, really excited about the youth opportunity. Give me just a minute and I will find out exactly who that's through. This is from, let's see, Tina Marie Schopsma with Arrow 5 Outfitters is who this hunt is through. And so our youth team got this secured, and I think it's a full donation hunt for these guys. So
that's awesome.
Big shout out to Arrow 5 Outfitters, for taking care of bow hunting, taking care of the youth, and getting everything.
They got you now, dude. They're coming to get you.
Hey, that's this is the first time I've ever interrupted a podcast from an ambulance.
We're coming to you live from the back of an ambulance.
Yeah, we're coming to you live from the middle of nowhere, where they still have ambulances. Yeah. So anyway, appreciate that to our outfitter partners. We've got some great support from them. All of our outfitters treat us very good. So a lot of programs we couldn't do without them. So we appreciate that.
So can I not just, have you seen the, what's it called? Bench warmers, where the pitcher shows up and he says, I'm 12. And he just gives them the piece of paper with crayon on it that says, I'm 12 in crayon. You think that would work?
You could try that. I'm not 100% sure that would work, but you can try it.
Hey, if it would work, that'd be cool. I'm just saying.
Yes. I'm not sure. It'll be interesting. We'll see how Shelly verifies the age at the office.
I'm going to test it.
Okay, I just got to thank Ricky. He says they need to be 12 to hunt in California, but signing up, no matter the age, will get them eligible for the big drawing at convention.
There we go.
So for this particular drawing, you do have to be 12 or old, 12 to 18, so 12 to 17. And but if you sign up now, you'll still be entered for all the other stuff that we have at convention.
There we go.
That's always nice when you have a question and then somebody just magically sends you the answer to it via text.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know what else is kind of neat via text? I don't know if it's neat or annoying. Is when you have people, like a couple guys knew that I think I had, 10 or 12 points to draw this antelope tag in Oregon. And a couple people knew that I was going, and so Jim Willems sends me a text. And his brother Dan got this huge,
giant.
Tag. Yeah, he got this giant antelope, and so Jim sends me this. He says, "Hey, here's a little inspiration for your hunt." And then you go out there, and then it's one thing if you don't have a chance at a buck like that, but I didn't even see a buck remotely close to that. Yeah. And I'm not sure how, but somehow this hunt I was on, there had already been 2 rifle seasons. So I had an archery hunt that was the 3rd season, and I had cameras up all over the place. I went out and bought a bunch of cameras. It's the Covert series from our friends over at Paradigm. And I mean, I had cameras all over the place. Some of them were sending stuff to my cell phone, which was completely awesome. But I got to tell you, the first rifle season came and went. I didn't notice a big change. I was still seeing a few bucks, nothing big, but it's a good area with some migration potential. And then the second rifle season came and went, and I think they killed every buck that was there. Because I saw bucks running does. I saw these 2 little bucks that, I mean, they were shorter than their ears, and they had about 20 does between them. and it
Wow.
was, they were feeling like the kings.
I told those guys, I said, gentlemen, I don't think there's any elk in Idaho. And they said, oh, I said, you can't prove me wrong. Like at this point in the hunt, there's nothing you can do to prove me wrong. And I stand by it. I don't think there's any elk in Idaho.
Yeah, and well, where you were, that's a tough hunt, regardless. I mean, I've hunted that area. Gosh, I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. I got my bull in Oregon and called a buddy of mine. I said, Jesse, I said, hey man, you want to go hunt Idaho for elk? And he says, well, heck yeah, I'll go. And we were able to just zoom over there, get over the counter tags. Now in Idaho, all of the tags sell out in hours. I'm not sure what has changed, but it went from years and years. You could just show up and get a tag, and now if you don't get them the first day, you don't get them.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's a good state to hunt. And it's pretty cheap. That's why.
Yeah. Well, and it's tough when you're on a hunt like that and you don't have hunting's hunting, but if you don't have an opportunity, it gets frustrating.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And the guides and the outfitters, they're doing everything they can to get you in a spot. It's just sometimes there's just nothing you can do.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you absolutely can't control the weather. You can't control the moon. You can't control forest fires. There are certain things that are just absolutely out of your control, and sucks when they all happen to fall in line while you're there.
Yeah. Yeah. What's up next for you on your hunt schedule?
Kansas season opened today.
It did. Okay. So when are you going to start chasing those?
Tonight. No. Probably Thursday. I'll go out and see if I can't find any deer. So I usually bounce back and forth. I'm only 16 miles from the Oklahoma border, so I usually bounce back and forth between Kansas and Oklahoma. If things aren't looking good in Kansas for the day, I'll drive to Oklahoma, and if things aren't looking good for Oklahoma, I'll hunt in Kansas. And so I usually spend the rest of my fall bouncing back and forth between Kansas and Oklahoma. Got 3 buck tags to fill there, and then I usually like to finish off late season in Missouri. Got a buck tag there, and then I'll spend Thanksgiving break hunting with my dad in Arkansas. So a lot of whitetails coming up.
A lot of whitetails. Well, I've got air miles, no problem.
There you go.
Now, are we announcing who our guest is going to be next week?
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, should we do that? We did so this is the podcast that we did that was, we threw it out there and we said, hey, if you have an idea, if you have something that you think can compete with our what you bring along with you non-traditional item, we challenged everybody to send us their entries, and we actually got some, and we did pick one. So pretty excited about that. We've got Blake. I
also threw out. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, so anyway, Blake from Texas is going to be with us next week. We're trying to have him on even this week, but apparently it's his honeymoon, and so
I'm just saying, I would drop a honeymoon for a podcast with us.
Okay, well, one of my questions is going to be, what are you doing getting married during hunting season?
Yeah,
I mean that has to be a question, but I think he's trying to take after, he's doing the Lee Lakosky method of, to spoil the wife, put the wife first, and then she'll let you go hunting. Kind of. I think that might be his thing.
Or the whole Lee Lakosky, like we'll spend our every anniversary mule deer hunting. Like,
see,
nothing wrong with that. I got married on Thanksgiving. That way it's just one holiday. I don't have to give up, more time. It's just on Thanksgiving.
Isn't that a little selfish?
No. Uh-uh.
No, not a
You
little
know what's
bit.
funny? I called my dad and I said, "Hey, dude, Chrissy wants to get married November 10th or whatever." And he said, "Okay, I won't be there." And I said, "Dad, you have to be there. It's my wedding." And he said, "Dude, I'm not going to be there." And my dad's was officiating the wedding. He's a minister, and so I said, "Dude, you have to be there. You're preaching the wedding." And he said, "No, I don't think you understand, dude. I've already spent a whole lot of money on on my deer camp for the year, and it's that week. And so I won't be there." And so I changed it and I said, "Well, now what are we going to do?" And I said, "Well, we got Thanksgiving. I mean, that would free up all of our family to be there." And so we got married Thanksgiving.
You know, if you had to either A, compete with a national holiday, or B, deer camp, I guess we know how that went.
Yeah. Yeah.
Deer
No,
camp won out.
dad won. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was when my wife realized, oh crap, like I'm marrying into a hunting family. And then it was
Yeah.
like, at least now you know. Like, I missed my son's birthday. My son turned 4 the day I left to go to Idaho for elk hunting. And she was like, "I can't believe you're missing my son's birthday." I'm like, "Well, he's already had 3 of them. He's going to have a whole lot more." So, it's
Yeah.
not like, anyways, missed the first day of school. And I'm like, "Well, listen, they've got 13 years of it. So it'll be okay. Like, it's just
Yeah.
1 year." So, anyways, that was when she realized, like, hunting seems to take a priority this time of year.
Yeah. I had somebody one time, and they were actually cutting out of it was one of our Ducks Unlimited dinners, and they were not coming to the DU dinner because they said, "Hey, my wife went into labor," and I'm like, "You're not a doctor. There's nothing you can do."
Yeah. You don't even need
You
to
know?
be there. Actually, it'll
Yeah.
probably be better for her if you're not there. I just cause trouble.
Yeah. You're just a spectator. You're not
Yeah.
missing anything, and you're certainly not going to win any guns or raffle prizes at the hospital.
Yeah.
But
If
they
you do,
let
that's
me
a
get one.
dope hospital.
Yeah.
I did already plan. So our bow hunter bash at the Baku Center, in May, I'm planning on gonna try to run up back to Idaho, and shoot some spring bear since I'm already gonna be in Ogden. It's only a quick 5-hour jog over to shoot some spring bears. So that's my plans. Bring my recurve and then jog up and shoot some spring bears and
Nice.
kill two
That
birds with
sounds pretty good.
kill two bears with
I,
one stone.
yeah. That sounds really good.
Yeah, you in?
I might be in.
Yeah,
I might be able to swing that.
it'll be fun for sure. No, but yeah, my kids and my wife know that during this time of year, hunting and the Razorbacks take priority over pretty much everything else. So
Gotcha. Hey, speaking of win, we're talking about winning and stuff. Did have we made the official announcement for the summer sizzler raffle?
we have not. No.
Okay. Well,
Let me,
do you
let me
have
get
the
that.
winners?
Yeah, let me
Let's
get it.
let's announce that. I know you're putting it on Facebook later, but
Now there's still hope. If these people don't get back with us, there's still hope. We've got Dwight G from Illinois. We've got
Dwight,
Michael N from New York. And we've got
New
Andrew
York.
S from Michigan. Those are our 3 winners in that
All
order, I
right.
believe.
All right. Well, congratulations to those 3. Had some fantastic prizes there. And just thanks to everybody who participated. A lot of our things that we do, the conservation stuff, and it's dependent on the raffles and some of the other income areas that we have to make those work. So appreciate everybody who donates for the raffles and everybody who participates and buys tickets. That's what it takes to make the world go around these days.
I'm just saying, might I say, 2 of those winners spent $100, and now they're going on either the trip of a lifetime or getting a grill and a meat package for $100.
Yeah, that's a pretty good investment right there.
You're absolutely right.
I'll tell you what, if you want to talk about being lucky, I have a story for that. So
Oh
there was,
no.
yeah, it was, I think it was Saturday, Friday night. Um, this guy that I met, he's at elk camp. He's up there with my buddy Dave. Anyway, Duke hit an elk, and so we went up Friday night after dark to look for this thing. Wasn't bleeding at all. I mean, we were finding spots of blood, and this is in the headlamp. Which sometimes when you're blood trailing with a headlamp, it actually shines a little bit, and there just wasn't much blood. So anyway, we were getting blood every 20 to 50 yards, and it was just dark, and so we just decided to back out. We didn't want to bump, so we backed out. We went up there the next morning. We tracked this thing mostly. I mean, blood specks every, for a while it was every 50 yards. Then all of a sudden we just wasn't. We're following a trail, trying to track it. And anyway, we wound up finding this elk. We jumped. I found it. I get him over there. He puts another arrow in it, and it runs just up over the hill. We wind up finding this thing, and as I'm grabbing my phone to drop a pin so that I could figure out the best way to get a quad, because we had to go all the way around, several miles around to get a quad in to get the quarters. And I realized my phone is now missing. And so we just tracked an elk through 1.5 miles of sagebrush. And I mean, here's how thick some of this was, is when we finally found this elk, and it wasn't bleeding at all. So we actually were doing circles. And so the three of us were all standing there, and it's waist deep sagebrush. And we said, okay, we're going to run grids through this little bowl. We can't pick up her track. We don't think she left this bowl. So we're going to run grids through this bowl. And all of a sudden I'm just like, wait, I took like 3 steps. I'm like, guys, I could smell elk. I said, it's here. This elk is here somewhere. And it was 6 feet away from me, and you couldn't see it. That's how thick some of this stuff was. So anyway, after spending hours and hours tracking this elk, finally found it for Duke. It was his first elk with a bow. He was pretty excited. He's working on his Super 10. So anyway, I'm hiking down, and I'm worried about my phone. And because it wasn't in my pocket, and I checked my jacket pocket, which I had actually put in his backpack, wasn't there. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's still at camp. I go down, hike out, go back to camp, grab a 4-wheeler, check the tent, check my truck. Phone's not to be found. So it's literally gone. Try getting on the phone. Apparently, if you forget your Google password account, they can't track your phone. There's nothing they can do. So my phone is now laying somewhere out in the wilderness, unknown where. I get up there, we load this elk up, and I'm just distraught because I just have no idea how this is all going to turn out. And these guys hiked back down the hill and found my phone along. It was actually right where Duke put the second arrow in this elk. And I'm just like, I didn't know, so I was prepared. I'm like, man, I'll have to break camp and drive, get a new phone, and try to switch all this stuff over. I had no idea what I was going to do. And anyway, sure enough, they found it. And man, you want to talk about relieved and feeling like you just won. I felt like I've won. I've never lost my phone before. That's the first time. And then when you lose it in the middle of the national forest, that's just something else.
That's exactly, that story reminds me a lot, because like where that bear took us, I was like, you're literally going to have to step on this bear to find it. I mean, it was just ridiculously thick, brush above our heads. Like it was like, there's no chance. I mean, there's no chance of seeing this bear from a ways off.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it was bad, man. And so it got to that point where it's just like, man, this is a needle in a haystack, and the haystack is a mountain. And so we just called it quits and pulled out. But Yeah, I've had a couple phone losses in the woods. Never fun.
Yeah, I had no. It just that one just blew my mind. So for
The
a second
Garmin
there,
the Garmin helped me find it one time. I was just walking around and it had disconnected from the watch, obviously, because I had, left it miles away. But I was walking through the woods and my watch vibrates saying phone reconnected or whatever. And I was like, so crap, I got to be close.
wow, that's
So,
cool.
so then Garmin has a function where you can ping your phone and so I click find my phone and then I hear ding, 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 led me right to it. So I was like, wow, Garmin just cost me my phone or saved me my phone, I should say.
I did not know that. I'm gonna have to look into that
Yeah. Yeah,
because
you are.
I was sick, man. I was sick, but it was all good. I mean, he I met him along the road coming the other way, and because I was gonna have to borrow somebody else's phone so I could go call Google and try to figure all this out. I was going to internet so I could get on my laptop in case I could reset a password. Every time you reset a password, they want to send you a text, which is great unless you lost
Unless
your
you've
phone
lost your phone.
and you're trying to reset your password so you can do a phone locate. Um, yeah. So anyway, it all worked out great. But I was going to borrow somebody's phone, and then they held mine up, and I literally just fell down in the middle of the field. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank goodness.
There you go.
So anyway, I didn't win a hunt, but I felt
But you
as
found your phone.
yes. So I didn't think there was any chance. So shout out to Dave and Duke for finding my phones. Appreciate it.
Shout out to Google for nothing.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you. It's since we're doing shout outs, yeah, Verizon, worthless. Samsung, worthless.
Diet Mountain
Google,
Dew.
worthless. Diet Mountain Dew, that may have kept me going. But yeah, everything else was just, I don't know where these people are from, but if I'd have had one more person tell them, oh, I know how you feel. No, you don't know how I feel. I'm mad. I'm pissed off. I'm worried. And now you won't help me. And at one point in time, I said, okay. I entered my password. It said it was changed 28 days ago. Oh, that's good. Oh, does that help us? No, but that's good. I'm like, how is that good?
No, but way to change your password.
Yeah. So it's probably because I forgot the last password and had to change it.
That's probably it.
So, yeah. Anyway, so if you want to feel lucky like I did when these guys found my phone, make sure you enter your youth for the drawing. It's going to put them in for this blacktail drawing, which we will announce next week. It will put them in for all of the other drawings that we're going to be doing. I think there's like 3 or 4 other trips that we're going to be doing live in Reno. So make sure you get your youth entered and give them a shot to win a bunch of great prizes. So thanks to Ricky Kruger and his team for putting all that together. And you'll hear the winners here next week.
Hopefully it's my kid. If we draw my kid on the air, I'm going to be freaking out.
Yeah, you know what? Put them in because we don't do anything with the drawing. Ricky's going to do the drawing and let us know. Then we're going to do the announcement next week on the podcast.
So what if all 3 of my kids are already members? Are they already in this drawing?
They're already in the drawing.
There we go.
So
I got 3. Well, I've only got one chance because I've only got one 12-year-old, but
yeah, that'll be interesting. I'm sure they have a way for figuring out who the winner is. We'll draw an alternate. So.
Yeah. I'm just going to show up and say I'm Hayden.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Hayden. I'm 12.
I'm 12 to the 38th power.
Hey, listen, if people can choose their gender, why can't I choose my age? You know?
If you don't know what bathroom to use, you ain't going hunting with us.
There you go. I'm just saying, if people get to say, pick and choose their gender, I can say I'm 12 and there's nothing you can say about it.
I have no comment. Actually, I just have no comment that isn't going to get me in a lot of trouble. And I don't need help getting into trouble.
Yeah. No,
So
I've been doing that on my own pretty well lately. So
yeah, yeah. And just official statement here, you heard it here first. In regards to crossbows, we do not allow crossbows, nor will we ever allow crossbows into our records.
right,
Just in case you're wondering.
just covering that.
Yeah, just in case you're wondering, that's not something that's on our to-do list. That is something that is firmly not on our to-do list.
Yep.
So anyway, well, Dylan, I'm anxious to see how this goes. See if we can generate some more youth for this program. Those guys are working hard on it, and frankly, I'm hoping that by next week I might have actually shot a big elk. I've seen some good
That'd
ones.
be cool.
I've seen really good ones.
Now, just so everybody knows, a youth membership is only $10.
$10. So you're telling me that you can get a blacktail hunt, including travel, license tag, for $10?
For $10, yeah.
That's a very good deal.
Yeah. Every single one of my kids are members.
Yeah. Well, we'll blow that up on social media this week. See if we can't get some folks to sign up.
That we will.
All right. Well, hey everybody, appreciate you listening, and good luck out there this fall. If you've made it out, I hope it was fruitful. If you're still prepping to go, may you be blessed in the field. Be safe out there, and good luck.